everyone, it's Gina from orchidandopal.com, and today I'm back with the Dollar Bead Box monthly subscription for the month of November 2022. I also have the $8 a month bead bag add-on inside that we're going to take a look at. And I will leave the link for the subscription right down below the video. It'll have all the information you need about signing up. And by being a subscriber, you get access to their bead shop where you can purchase a lot of additional things for just $1 each. So this is a great way to sample some of the things that you can find in their shop. And without further ado, let's open this up. And as expected, there's the bead bag on the top, and every month you're going to get a selection of 4 different 3mm and 4mm strands of check glass fire polish beads in a variety of different colors and finishes that'll be different from month to month. And they're colors that you can find more of in their shop for $1 per strand, which is a great deal. And the 3 and 4mm sizes are so versatile for all different types of projects. So there's a look at the selection in the bag. We're going to take a closer look at each one of these one at a time. Our first strand is called Purple Copper Lined Merrier. So we have this deep purple forming the base of the bead, and the Merrier gives us that additional metallic shine that shows up on parts of the beads. And not only that, there is a copper lining. So there's a little extra shine coming from within where the hole is located, because of that little bit of copper lining that's inside. Up next is the Light Topaz Luster. This is pretty transparent. It is very glossy with that extra luster that provides us with a hint of a silvery shine. And overall, this strand is pretty neutral in this light golden yellow. Strand number 3 is the Gold Metallic Iris, which combines all sorts of different metallics in one strand. You see some copper, magenta, some tones of green and blue, a little bit of purple, but all with that more toned down appearance. Strand number 4 is called Crystal Silver Lined. You can see that lining that shows up from within because the outside is the clear crystal glass. No extra special coating or anything on that, just showing off the silver metallic that lines the beads inside around the hole. And now to kick off our 4mm size, we start out with the Purple Copper Lined Merrier, which we also had in the 3mm. So this one you can see in the slightly larger size. Those hints of metallic that show up on parts of the beads, lots of gold and silver and a little bit of magenta on top of that deep purple base glass, and that hint of a copper shine that comes through where you see how it's lining the holes. For this next selection, you could either get the Crystal Metallic Rhubarb or the Light Crystal Metallic Rhubarb. I'm thinking I have the lighter variety, but I'm not 100% sure. I feel like the regular one has more of a deeper rose-like berry tone. But anyway, this has a lot of different colors going on. And parts of the beads are left more transparent where they don't have that metallic coating on certain areas, but then you get the reflective quality or kind of backlit quality that comes out on the other side through that more transparent glass. Strand number 7 is the Crystal Volcano. So similar to what we just saw with the partial metallic beads, parts of these are left crystal clear, and then parts of them have the metallic finish and a very light iridescence or rainbow of colors that shows up with the metallic shine in the background. And our 8th strand, this is also the Crystal Silver Line, just like we saw in the 3mm size, where we have the metallic silver lining running through the centers of the clear crystal glass. So another lovely selection of 3 and 4mm fire polish beads to play around with. They aren't necessarily meant to go together in a color scheme. This box is more about giving you items to sample from their shop. And they don't always send matching 3 and 4mm size strands. Sometimes they do. That all just depends. But with that out of the way, let's take a look at our dollar bead box contents. And here's our information. They usually give us a few updates for the month regarding different products and maybe some new things they have in their shop, as well as their social media and contact info. And then on the back, of course, we have the full list of everything that's included this month. So we're going to take a look at our list of strands that we find. And then below we have a list of additional items that we'll see in the small baggies, and we'll take a closer look at those too, of course. And before that, here's a peek at how everything looks in the box. So there's a sneak peek of what we're about to take a look at. I'm going to get organized and I will be right back. Up first is a strand of these tiny 2mm glass pearls. These are check pearls and the color is lavender rainbow luster. There's 42 pieces included. And I'm a big fan of the check pearls. I think they are very nice quality. And even these tiny ones, the coating is beautiful. They're not flaking or peeling. Our second strand contains 25 pieces of the yellow opal glass rondelles that are the 3x5mm size. So we have this very pale yellow opaque check glass with a little bit of faceting all around the widest portion of these compressed round beads. And there's another angle so you can take a look at what they are like at the face. Strand 3 contains the 6x10mm check glass drops, and you could either get the gold acid wash or the one that you see here in my hand, which is called Crystal Merrier Acid Wash. And there are a total of 16 pieces included. You can see they've got the hole that is drilled at the top, and that etched textured finish is all around the entire bead. But part of them has the Merrier coating with the purple, magenta, silver, and gold metallic colors. And then the base of the bead is the crystal, which isn't as clear just due to the extra texture that they have. Here is the fourth strand. This is the 6mm check fire polish. And this particular one is called Purple Copperline Merrier, which coincidentally is the one that we received in our dollar bead bag at that 3 and 4mm size. And the other option you could get is called Jet Half Silver, so a black and silver combination. But here's a closer look at this one. You can see that very, very dark purple glass, the partial metallic coating, and can barely make out that copper lining. Strand 5 contains the 3x5mm check glass rondelles in purple silk. There's 25 pieces included. And holding those up to the light, you can see that toned down medium purple transparent glass. But then they also have a bit of a finish at the top and the bottom of the bead when you're looking at them face on. Some of it looks to appear around the holes. You can see in that particular example. Strand 6 includes the 6x8mm check glass twisted rondelles, and you could get amethyst or jet, and you get 32 pieces included on this strand. So another shade of purple. Looks like we have a lot of things that actually coordinate this month like we had seen last month, which is pretty cool. Some gorgeous purples and metallics. This is more on the darker side, still lets some of the light through. And you can see that gentle rippling around these rondelles from their twisted pressed shape. And our seventh and final strand in this section is one containing 20 pieces of 6mm check fire polished beads, and this is the vintage plum copper. Your other option could be the matte bronze hematite. So here you can see that dusky medium purple showing up in the opaque glass at the base, with the muted copper that seems to be brushed on in certain areas. So that's a look at all of the strands that we receive for the month. If you sign up, you will receive a set of strands very similar to this every single month in a variety of shapes and sizes. And then you'll also get that selection of additional items, which we'll go through in just a moment. And this is just a small sampling of all the different things you can find on their site that you can pick up for $1 a piece if you're a subscriber or a member of the Dollar Bead Box. So we're off to a great start with some gorgeous strands, and now let's take a look at those additional items. We start out with bag number 1 containing 2 of the 14mm check glass cabochons in crystal heliotrope. These are stunning and show off a variety of different colors, mainly being purple and pink, a little bit of gold or orange around the edges. And I have one tipped on its side so you can see the depth of that. And there's a look at the back, just a metallic silver, but love that we got 2 of those. Second on the list is a bag containing these 7mm check fire polish beads, and there's 16 pieces included. You could either get the metallic lavender like you see here, or the color called metallic orchid. So we have even more purple and bringing out a little bit of the silver also, which would look beautiful with some of those crystal and silver strands from the dollar bead bag. You can see how parts of these beads have that light addition of some metallic finish. Third on our list is a bag containing 2 of the 12mm check glass 2-hole pyramids, and these are in alabaster white with purple luster. So here they are up close, looking a little bit stone-like with the addition of some of that finish on top of the purple color. And we have the 2 holes that run parallel through the base of the bead, which is flat, so those stick up just a little bit and come up to a slight point, which would add a little bit of dimension to whatever you're working on. Bag number 4 contains 24 pieces of the 5mm check glass drux or pressed round beads in garnet. So these are a basic round shape with the deep berry red color, no additional finish or anything. Coating the outside, just our transparent glass in a very usable and versatile size. Bag number 5 contains something a little different. We have 2 of the brass butterfly stampings. They are a 16 by 22mm size. These are very thin, but they are also sturdy and they have a little bit of dimension to them. You can see how I have one that's flipped over on the other side, the wings just being a little bit rounded. And you've got that section there at the top where you could attach those to some findings or your beadwork. There's also lots of openings on these butterflies, providing you with some different opportunities to connect these in alternate ways, or maybe include the addition of some extra beads or wire wrapping, just to name a few examples. Up next, we have something that could be used as a focal piece, a 14 by 22mm check glass 2-hole pillow rectangle, and you could either get the purple jet travertine, which is the one I received, or a sea green Picasso. So this is a pretty substantial bead. It has the 2 holes there located at the side running through the top and the bottom section of the rectangle. We have that hint of purple that shows up along with a lot of the black and a hint of silver, and overall we have sort of a metallic appearance. In bag number 7, there's 2 pieces of true purple 10 by 20mm check glass drops. And here are those drop beads with the hole that runs up and down through the length of them. No additional coatings, just that lovely medium purple glass and a pretty substantial size. In our 8th bag, we have some 7 by 16mm check glass 2-hole crescents in the hematite color. We have 6 pieces. These remind me a lot of the 2-hole carrier beads, but instead of being pillowed or puffed on both sides, these just have the crescent shape or arc going in a single direction, and you can see that they have their 2 holes on either side, that hematite being a very deep charcoal gray with a very reflective finish. Next, in bag 9, we have 2 of the 16 by 21mm check glass flower ovals. The color is called Sapphire with Silver Wash, and I wanted to hold these up first so you could see that beautiful shade of cobalt blue that you can really see when the light's passing through it. Once I put it in my hand, that blue becomes a lot more toned down and frosty, especially with that silver wash, which is what brings out those floral details that show up on both sides of the beads. And of course, we've got the hole that's located right there, and it's going up and down that flower shape. Our 10th bag contains some 5x7mm Chinese star-cut crystals in green vitriol, and there's 6 pieces. These are quite shiny, and with all of their facets and angles, they reflect the light beautifully. They have a pointed top and bottom. The hole is running directly through the center. And these would be a fun complement to some of the fire polish beads, for example, due to that similar metallic finish, but providing you with a different size and shape. And our last bag, number 11, contains 8 of the 7mm Czech fire polish beads in crystal blue raspberry. Really fun combination. There's a bluish tint on one side and then more of a reddish tint on the other, with the colors blending together towards the middle, and a hint of a transparent metallic wash that gives these a little bit of extra shine and iridescence. So that's a look at our November 2022 dollar bead box and bag subscription. Remember, that bag is an additional $8 a month add-on that you can choose to add on if you'd like to, but you don't have to. You'll find the pricing info and everything directly on their website, which I have linked down below. But to give you an estimate, just for the dollar bead box, that will run you between around $19 to I think $24, $25 per month, including the shipping if you're in the US. Depending on how long you sign up. If you sign up for a longer period of time, the price of the subscription goes down a little bit. And in the box itself, we had 7 strands and we had 11 bags of additional items. So in total, that was 18 different things. And if you average that out, that's just a little over $1 per item in that subscription, which I think is a very reasonable price. And the bag is as well. It's hard to find strands of Czech glass beads for just $1. I also love that they have a separate bead shop where you can purchase additional items that they've sent. So even if you've only gotten, say, 1 or 2 of something, you can go back and pick up more if you need additional for a project. But you've had a chance to sample what the items look like and play around with them and see what you think and know where to pick up more of them. So I think they've done a great job. I really like the direction that Dollar Bead Box is going. I'm finding that there's a little bit more cohesiveness with the colors, but that could just be a fluke. I know that last month it looked really well coordinated. This month we have lots of different purples and then some beautiful metallics and other complementing colors. And I wanted to let you know I had been sharing this box every other month, but going forward for the time being, I'm going to be sharing it on a monthly basis. So be sure to look for that, and hopefully a finished piece coming in the next finished jewelry update. So I think they did a great job, but that of course is just my opinion. Let me know what you think right down below the video. Hopefully this gave you a chance to take a look at the contents of the subscription up close so you can determine if this type of subscription is right for you. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe while you're here if you haven't already, and feel free to share the video wherever you like. That's all for now, but I hope to see you again real soon, and until next time, I hope you have a fabulous rest of your day, and as always, happy beading.